Space Monkey, a creative space for learning.
Hi guys, welcome to another Space Monkey crash course. Um, but this time around, I want us to do something a little bit more tasking, something that will take more more of our expertise. All right, so I want us to do something like this. Yeah, okay. So let's just go straight to it. So we're back with Cinema 4D, and let's see. All right, so first off, I'm going to be working with that floor. Let's see how that. I think this floor should be about um 20, let's say 22 feet, 24, 22 feet, and the depth, that's the width, and the depth should be about 12 feet as well. Or let's say 10, 12, 10 feet. Yeah, around 12, 10 feet. That's what the depth should be. And this height is around likely 15 feet. Yeah, 15. So let's just start. So I'm starting with the cube. I'll do this now to floor. If you've been watching my videos, you'll notice like I mentioned in previous videos, I like it when my axis on every object I work on is centralized in the middle of the object. So I'm going to reduce this. Yeah, that's about the size of it, about 3 inches height. So I'll convert this to an object, my connect object. Yeah. Or you can just press the C on your keyboard. You can just press C on your keyboard to get what you want. And so I am going to be snapping this to the floor. So this you can see that what I'm using currently, they are all the extensions that I'm using. I have lots of extensions plugins installed in my Cinema 4D. You can also have them as well. I would be sharing the link under this video so you can download them, these extensions, and install them on your C4D. So let's continue. So we have the width, like we mentioned, to be, hold on, yeah, to be 24 feet, and then the depth on the Z axis to be 12 feet. Yeah, okay. So now we have our floor. You have the floor. So we're going to work with this. We're going to create this to start with. This cover here. Okay. So let's do that. We still use our cube. Okay, and I'm pressing the C. And I'm going to give it the same dimension. That's 24 feet. Okay, so we have it with 24 feet. We can properly align it. So properly align it right here. Yeah. So this is the top view. Okay, so we now work with the depth. I think the depth we have here is around let's say 4 feet, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this depth should be about 4 feet. Okay, so we go back to the top area to adjust it to proper position. All right. Okay, so now we do this. So we are going to click on the surface to select the surface of the polygon, and then we do the insert. This is where we create some surface insert, and we do with the thickness of this head that we have here. I think that's about 4 inches, 5 inches, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we are there. Yeah, so this, I'm going to pull this in. Oh, okay, for us to get exactly, because if you notice there is an insert here as well towards the down, and we do not have it here. So what we are going to do is what we are going to do is we would bring this down. Yeah, that way, and then pull this in to the last level. Okay, you can even do this. We delete that part. Yes, there's a reason for that actually. We delete that part, and we are going to hide this part so we can clearly work on this. We just do that by clicking on this part there. So we hide that first one, and then delete, select the surface, delete, just delete all that. So now we are going to move to edge points rather. So you select these points together, and we use the scale to adjust. You notice as while we are adjusting, bringing it down, so everywhere is level. This number is changing, and so we can just select and just hit 0. So if you come here, you will find out that this is now leveled. We can do the same thing here. But for you to see, to understand what I am saying, we'll go into another view so you can clearly see what I am doing. So we pick up the scale and we do this. Did you get that? Sure, we get that. So now we have it level, and we can do this. Select the two together. Okay, so they are leveled like that because we have 0 here, and then we can pull them just right there on the floor. So same thing would have to do with the other axis, which is this axis. Yeah, you have to do it to this part too, because that part is not leveled as well. So we do this. Yeah, and that's okay. So it's on this z axis, so we do the 0, and then we are good. All right, so we have a few more things to do. I like to close my file, my object. So here we are going to select this polygon pen, and we'll do this. Click the points. See, no, I don't want it to look like you do not get that point. So you click the point, you click here, click the next point, click the next point, and then so you need at least 4 points. So I think 3 points, but then to get the face, we have 4 points here to connect. So we're just going to keep connecting those points to get what we want, just like this, this, and when you get to the last point, all you have to do is just double click. Okay, so same thing here, here, we do it here, and then here. That's, yeah. Okay, so sometimes Cinema 4D wants to act smart and then help you fill up that space by itself, but I like to do it manually. Yeah, that's so now we get what we wanted. Now we are going to create another cube. Now this cube serves as, because we would have to increase the height of this particular part, but we do not want to do it here because we might deshape it that way. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but let me try and show you. If I click here and do 15 feet, if you take note, the surface we have here is not the same with what we have on this side, so we need to reduce that again so that we can have equal dimensions. We do this, so this is a cube again. I'm converting to an object, connect object, and then I'll use 15 feet for this height, and I will be snapping to floor. I need just 2 inches for the Z end. Just 2 inches. Yeah. Okay. Exactly. And I need it to be 24 feet in width. All right. So now we have the height we want to work with. We have the height we want to work with. So for this, we just have to match this to let this get to that height. So we do this by going for the point, selecting this, and then we make sure we get it to where we want it to. Exactly that way. So we're done with that part. Okay, so we may have to reduce that height. I think it's a little too high. Let's do 10 instead of 15. Or sorry, 12. I think that's better. And so we'll bring this down. We have to do this in this view mode, so we get the perfect thing we need. Just that way. Okay, I think it's still a little out. So now we have the back area, but we are not done yet. Yeah, we are not done yet. Not yet, because we still have to create a few more parts. Um, so we need to create this part to get this area we want, and then this part we do this area, and then we move to this area as well. So let's just go and run that. So for us to get that part, I'll be working with this area, this viewpoint, and we'll be using this head, the edge tool, and let's use the knife. So for us to get that area we want, we need to take out this visible only, because we have to cut through, and we need to take out this visible only part, and then use this knife while holding down the shift key. Use the knife to cut through the object, so you get what you want. Exactly. So another way we can do it, instead of using that knife, I press the Ctrl Z, is using this loop path cut. So this one does the work for you. You would not need to select on this part, because if you do not select on this part, you will only be cutting one surface. Let me get you to understand what I'm talking about. So let's go into this part. You can see that only one surface, this surface is not getting that, so you are cutting through only one surface. So if we do it this way, sorry, if you take out this part and do this, you'll find out that there's a total cut through, like you're cutting through the entire thing, and you need to hold down your shift so you have uniform size. Like what you have, the spacing between this is what you have here and on the other side. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to show you the another way to do that. We can use the loop part cut, and then we just do it without having to select or deselect this visible only, because you would not even find the option there. So we do that, and then we have this here. Sorry. All right. So I'll double click that to adjust a bit. So all right, so you can see we have the entire part right there. You good? So another thing we'll need to work with is this. We need to create this part. We need to create this part, and to do that, what we need is another cube. All right, so putting that here, and the depth is 4 feet, just like we're working with. Now the height on this part is 10 feet, because we have, I think, about a 2 feet spacing up here. So we just do the 10 feet for the height. 10 ft feet. Okay. Snap the floor. Alright, so we pulling this here. We getting it to the back. Make sure it touches that time. Okay. That's good. Very good. Okay, so we would save our project because I don't like losing my files, honestly. So I want to have it as an exhibition too. All right. So now we need to talk about the width of the file. We need to talk about the width of that part. How wide is this part? We need to talk about it. How wide do you think this part is? You can drop a comment in the comment section, because I think this part is I think it's about 12 feet wide. Yeah, I think this part is just a little. Okay, let's do 10 feet, because I think this part is just a little shorter than this other part. Like this part is a little shorter than this other part. So we are going to give it a 10 feet wide in terms of width. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we have that. Another way we can, there's something else that we need to work on right there, and it's this flow here. Stops you see the hedge flow here. You notice this, the hedge flow stops right under the roof hedge here, so we need to work on that as well to make sure we have a stoppage there. So there are two ways we can do that. you can actually select this. Well, you can just select this part, and using our edge, you have to click on that edge selection. We need to use our knife. Oh, sorry, we'll use the spline, because if we do we might be cutting through the other end as well. So let's use this and we'll pull it down to align. So we come here and we make sure our cutting is there. So now for us to get this cut, so hold on, I don't think it's through yet. Oh, we had cut through the other side instead of this side, but it's not bad. We can do it on this view. So we cut through that, yeah, and we use our selection, if you remember, and our scale through to get them on the same level, 0, and then we'll pull down that way. So there are two ways to completely make this part look exactly this way. So when we move to the texturing part, we can decide to select this part without this part and put our textures, or we can decide to delete this part entirely, and then we make sure this part gets here. I get, but I like to have it this way. I leave it that way and my other stuff there. So when it comes to set texture, we use the texture to split it and to bring out the difference basically. So we've done that, and I think it's coming to shape. Now we need to work on this part now, this top cover right here. So one of the basic way to get this done is I think we can use our shape here, so we don't need to create a new cube shape. We just duplicate this. You can basically just duplicate it by clicking, you hold down your control key and then you drag. That way you just duplicated it. And so I would use the surface to pull this to the edge, so we have it exactly at the edge. And let's look, I think that's about 5 inches, right, for this thickness. Talking about the thickness we have here, that's about 5 inches. So we are going to do that. Let's see, 5 inches. Yeah. Oh, okay. So see why I like my axis to be in the center. All right. Okay, let's do 6 inches. All right. So that is sorted. And I think the height up to this point is like 1.5 foot. Sorry. Okay, so for this I want it to start exactly here, not at the floor, and I think we need to increase this a little. Yeah, magic center. Okay, so on each side of this is about 1 foot, 1 foot. Um, so we are going to create that by duplicating this, and I'm going to give this 1 foot. Is it more than? I don't think it's more than 1 foot. Yeah. Let's do 1.5. 1.2. Okay. I think that's nice. So we're just basically using those to measure that area, and then we can use our cut tool on the front here. So cut through. Okay. So do this. So we select the control key and we pull this up. We pull that up to that level. Exactly. So that's it. Now we have to do one more thing. Mm, okay. We rotate this part by 90. Yeah. And we make it do just like we've done on that part. If we do this again, cut through here, then cut through here. All right, so let me delete this. We do not need this part anymore. We will just have to do this. And as you can see, we, have what we want. Yeah, that way. So now we are getting cool with the shape. I think we still need to do one more thing, and that's the height here. So I can duplicate this basically, and I think this is about 3 feet. That's, I'm talking about this part where we have the plant. 3 feet. Let's go. So yeah, on the front. Can cut through here. No, not on this. This. Okay. All right. That's something. So I'm taking this out, and then we have this. Extruded. Okay. I think the height is a little too high. We can bring it down a little. Okay. That works like magic. Yeah, right there. Okay, so we are good with that. So we need to create this part of the top as well, this part of it. So we have how many do we have here in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 right there. 9. Okay, so we'll work with the 9. We're going to create a cube. Converting to connecting objects, and today 6 inches. So okay. Fine. So I think that pole looks like a 2 by 2. No. So inch or 4 inch. So now we are going to need a cloner, and we put this in a cloner. Right, so we are going to reduce this axis to, the z axis, we're going to reduce that to 1, while on the x axis, because this is x, y, z, on the x axis we increase that to 9, and then reduce the size, the spacing in between. You can have it here. So why do we use cloner? Because basically we can decide to duplicate this files like the objects instead of cloning. Well, the answer is basic. It's pretty easy. It's because we want equal spacings in between the object, each object. So we would duplicate this, we use it for something else later, and then here I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take, no, sorry, on this part I'm going to do this. I'm bringing it closer here because we want to do some magic, little tweak. We want to tweak it a little. So here I'm going to put this. So we come back to this point and extend it by clicking Control. You hold down your Control key and then you drag that to the end there. So we have this, and then I'm taking this out. I'm pulling it out again, and I want my magic to be in the center. Sorry, we need to do that. This again. Pull it to the center. Okay. So, all right. So for structure, I think we are about, let me see, I think we're about 80%, or let's say 70%. We only need this part, the seats that we have here, and this, and then maybe for the lightning we'll start with that as well. So let's do this part as well. I'm rotating this by 90 and just do that here. I'm taking it down. Yeah. So we count how many we have here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 on that line, and they look a little thinner than the original. So we're going to reduce this to 8. They're taller. And okay, they are way more compact. Exactly. So for structure, I think we're killing it, right? For structure, I think we are killing it. Yeah, I'd say that too. Okay, so we want to work on this. Our desk. I think I'll call it accreditation desk. That's our desk. I'm converting to objects. Note start. And looking at this is about in width. I mean, from here to here, it's about 4 feet or 3 feet. Let's say 3.5. And same thing we have here. So I'll do a 3.5. Now, I think it's more than a 3.5. I think it is more than a 3.5. Okay, so let's deal with the height first. Let's say 3.5 feet. All right. Same. Okay. Um, mm, I think the width so should be about 3.5. That's 3.5. So 3.5 or 3. Let's do 4 feet. 4 feet. Yeah. And for the height too is 4 feet. Okay. So now we need to create we want to create this curve loop, and it's pretty simple how we get to that point. With this, yeah. And then this is also 70%. We still need to do some adjustments. Yeah, we still need to adjust. Okay, so at this point, I think we would have to stop the video here. The part 1 of this video, yeah, we have to stop it here, and then we'll continue from the part 2. So check out my link below. You would see the part 2 of the video from just the playlist. You can check it on the right hand side, or you can look for it on my channel. It should be right there for the part 2 of this video, because we do not want to make this video too long for ease of learning. Thank you.